Oh, Lord. Alright, we're back with part 4. I should really focus and try to, say it. We were past this one, right? Once I reach it, I quickly began changing. Okay, we're good. If you could be so kind as to do me a favor, Takakun, my robes should be upon the dresser behind you. Could you pass them to me, please? It would speed matters up greatly. This sexy jazz music is just too much. Give me a second. Found the robes neatly folded up on the dresser, my heart skipping a beat as I took a hold of them before turning towards the screen to hand them over. It's just a naked woman, man! Come on, don't lose your composure. Say, Machiko-san, how come you two walk around stealing people's underwear? I mean, you don't look like bad people to me. It's a good question. Meiko was researching a spell she had wanted to perform, one that would allow us easier access to certain things we need. One of the ingredients was a maiden silk. Good lord. The only silk I could think of was, well, you already know the answer. By maiden silk, you mean, I guess I understand why you would think that, but isn't maiden silk another term for a wedding sash? It is in my world, at least. I've never heard that terminology before, ever. As I said this, the girl appeared from the other side of the screen. I never realized. What's that, One-sama? A maiden silk. It is a wedding sash. All our work is for naught. Well, at least a wedding sash will be easier to get. I'll just have to marry Takakun. What? Few minutes later. Was this transition really needed? Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. No, it wasn't. We just walked downstairs. After that little incident, we relocated to the kitchen. The smell of food filled the air. Despite the young girl's easygoing attitude, always humming some cheerful melody, I found my cheeks still burning from embarrassment. To think that a girl would say such a thing. That they want to get married? That's not that surprising. Quickly shook my head to clear the thoughts from my mind and turned towards the elder sister. This soup is delicious! Is Meiko-chan usually the one doing the cooking around here? I'm glad you like it, Takahiro. I don't usually cook, so I made a few lucky guesses. You fool used the arsenic! It's rather delicious, Meiko-chan. Perhaps you could do more cooking from now on. It would allow me more time to lounge around. Haha. First step to getting your wedding sash is to become a good housewife, and that includes cooking. I added this with a bit of amusement following Machiko's comment. Her face just goes grim, like, don't even fucking talk about that, you little asshole. I took another sip of the soup. For a few lucky guesses, the dish had turned out pretty well. That's true. I'll learn how to clean and cook for you, and I don't know what else, but it'll be fun learning. The innuendo. It's there. You should stop that. You know very well it'd be pointless for you to marry him. Only the villagers know how to craft a wedding sash, and we both know this will not happen. How dare you! Stop my dream wedding. Not necessarily true, Machiko-san. It only becomes ever more evident that you're not of this world, Takakun. The villagers do not tolerate our existence. They despise us. We can never ask such a favor of them. All I have to do is find some way to make the villagers accept you, but I guess I'll need to learn more about the village itself before we can do that. Oh boy. The pale-haired woman shook her head slowly, her ears flattening against her head as she did. It's not that simple. They would never trust us. Humans and fox spirits have never been able to get along. I'm honestly surprised you've been able to tolerate us this long. Yeah, you ever think that maybe the people in that village are just cannibals? Maybe that's why they hate fox spirits. Simple as that. I'd be happy to be proven wrong, and you're free to stay here as long as you wish, until, of course, you grow too weary of our ways and decide to leave. Please don't say things like that. Takahiro wouldn't do that. Would you, Takahiro? Of course not. I wouldn't abandon someone just because they're a different species. That's not the way Gushiken Takahiro does things. What a bizarre name. I've never even heard that before. However, I do remember the village elder telling me that it wasn't just the fox spirits. It sounded like humans and spirits everywhere have been on bad terms for a long time. Do you know why, Machiko-san? Do not recall. Much information is withheld even from someone such as myself. Most spirits keep to themselves these days. There are a few exceptions, Sayuri being one of them. Powerful spirits come and go as they please, but they tend to remain in their world. Fox spirits, however, have no other place to go. We're stuck in the human world, for better or for worse. I didn't realize it was like that. I guess I'm finally learning stuff. The Sayuri character lives in the shrine, right? We should try asking her for some ideas. No, we don't need to see her. Absolutely not. No! I don't want to see her. I don't want to. There's something weird's going on here. Somewhat taken back by Machiko's sudden childish way of speaking, it reminded me of times I had been told to go visit the doctor when I was younger, complaining and throwing tantrums along the way. But she's the one who can help us. I refuse to go. Sayuri is a fiend, and I just like the idea of spending even a second in her presence. She can't be that bad, can she? Besides, if anything happens, I'll protect you. If it really means that much to you, I will attempt to lead you to the shrine again, but you will enter the grounds alone. I don't want to go anywhere near that place. You'll be on your own, Takakun. Can I come? Absolutely not! Forbid it. Do not follow us under any circumstances. Fine, I'll stay here, just like you said. I'll be here in the mansion. You need to say here twice, but whatever. Unprotected, all by myself. Who knows what might happen to me? I could get trapped under a bookcase and die. Common way. Or slip on a banana peel and die. Get bored and die of boredom. I'll be super duper bored sitting here all alone in the same place day in and day out. You may come along, but you must be on your best behavior, little one. No running around and no talking unless spoken to. They look roughly the same size. Probably just an age difference. So Maiko's cheerfest, I couldn't help but wonder what happened to Machiko and this Suyuri for her to react so strongly. Chick looks like a demon, I mean, probably does evil things. So I thought maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to spend some time with the two sisters to get to know them a bit better. I do have 2 weeks until I need to get back to my own work, so there's really no need to rush. It depends on the rules. I mean, it could be like Narnia. You go there for like 20 years, so only like 20 seconds back in the real world. How about we do something else instead? I'm sure Machiko-san won't mind the distraction. The longer I get to stay from the place, the better. How about bringing Maiko-chan along to fetch some desserts for us? What? Oranges, apples, and small vineyard behind the mansion. I could whip up some cream to go with it if you'd like. Sounds easy enough. Let's get some delicious fruit, Maiko-chan. Alright. This is a bizarre game, and it only gets more bizarre as time goes on. Maiko led me toward the garden of the impressive mansion. She seemed a little quiet, although she had something on her mind. I wanted to ask her about it, but something about the way her ears sagged and her tail hung low told me that probably wasn't the best idea. Decided I would simply try to cheer her up. He puts the orange peel in his mouth, like, whoa. What should you prefer, Maiko-chan? Apples, grapes, or oranges? Apples and grapes? We could gather all three, but I bet we can grab a few for ourselves first. Apples, I guess. I knew a fox spirit once, a friend of mine, a friend of One-sama, who loved apples. Can't remember her name, though. I guess my head's a bit hollow! Exclamation point. Apples are awesome! It's true. Crunchy on the outside, sweet on the inside, and your head isn't hollow, silly. If that were true, I think I'd still be stuck in that jail cell. One-sama did most of the thinking, though. I just sort of went along with what she said. Someone has to take the lead. Besides, I'm still grateful for all your help. For your help all the same. I'm just reading quicker. How about... Playfully flicked Maiko's forehead with a grin. See, it doesn't sound hollow at all. I'm sure there's plenty of clever thoughts in that pretty little head of yours. Ow, meanie. Why'd you flick a girl's head? That's just stupid as fuck. Now you know I'm right, at least. Anyway, let's get those apples, shall we? I'll get them. You grab the basket. Let's go! Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns, kids. Feeling hyped, I went to grab one of the baskets stacked nearby and returned to Maiko, who started climbing one of the trees. The girl looked accustomed to climbing, but her small hands had me a bit worried. Hanging from the branch with just her legs, she checked to see if the apples were ripe. Be careful, you might slip! Oh! The girl had thrown an apple at me. While my reflexes let me catch it with ease, the force behind it still stung my palm a little. Of course, it did exaggerate a bit for the girl. I'll be fine, Taka-kun. I've been climbing these trees all my life. Even the most experienced climbers end up running into trouble if they aren't careful. Smiled weakly at the girl's excited attitude. The girl's excited apple. I mean, why not? Placing the apple, I caught into the basket. You know what you're talking about. I'm a fox spirit. I won't fall. I'm super careful. Watch. I'll grab the apples near the top. She's gonna, like, fall on top of me, and we're gonna create schlocky anime sequence number 37. I can't do that, Taka-kun. Whoever has heard of a flying fox spirit... Oh! Maiko. My reflex quickly kicked themselves into gear, trying to catch the girl before she hit the ground. Fortunately, I didn't notice the apples scattered around the tree, and as a result, I ended up tripping over them. Oh no! Managed another few steps, and was able to catch Maiko before I hit the ground. Oh boy, here is suggestive scene number 27. My head was throbbing once I recovered from the fall. I tried to sit up, but found myself held down by a small but substantial weight. Here we are. Opening my eyes, I looked up to see Maiko sitting on my lap. Jesus Christ. Guess I tried to reach a bit too far. Thank you, Takahiro, you saved me. You gave me a kind of soft and kind of hard landing. Maiko-chan, why are you crushing me? Ugh. I'm so sorry, Takahiro. I'm just skipping the dialogue, I don't even know why. As the younger girl grew increasingly flustered, I knew I had to calm her down. Gently, I tilted my legs beneath her, and she toppled forward, her head resting against my chest. Oh, Takahiro-kun. Oh. Guess we learned that fox spirits can be pretty clumsy, or maybe that Maiko is even cuter up close than I'd thought. I think you're mistaking me for One-sama. I'm starting to wonder if I actually get, like, different choices in this game at some point. Talking about you have that innocent side too that's really charming. I wouldn't be surprised if lots of people from the village would want to claim you as their adorable little sister once we've cleared up those misunderstandings. Not wife? Little sister? Or, I don't know. It could be both. There's some creepy mangas about that. Read up. I'd be happy to call you Brother Takahiro, but lots of people in that village are super mean. I just want to spend time with you and One-sama. But brother, how about darling? Darling? I don't know if I'm ready for that. Think we'd be a cute couple, a hero and fox spirit living happily ever after. Your sister could stay too. Could raise a little family. I mean, we already have a house, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. Any guy from my world would kill that a pretty wife like you. Okay, this is just... I don't even know anymore. Knowing all too well my teasing was taking effect, and yet I was happy to see her spirits seemingly lifted. I think he's happy to see something other than her spirits lifted. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Takani. I think Taka-kun would be better. Machiko-san probably wouldn't like another sibling, but I'm glad you cheered up. You didn't seem too happy earlier. Wrong too. The way your tail and ears are hanging low reminded me of a scolded puppy. Scolded cat. Just kidding. I don't know. I should really not play these games while I'm retarded. Doesn't really work. You know the spell I want to do? The one that needs the silky wedding undies? Wedding sash. It's kind of like a belt the bride wears during the wedding ceremony. I doubt any spell involving panties would be a great idea to cast. Don't even know what kind of spell that would be for, but I mean, I'm sure we'll find out at some point. Thought it was like wedding undies that you wore on your wedding night. Stop saying undies! What the fuck? That's worse than panties. I don't know why I wanted to try it for a little while, and well, it's a gate spell, like the temporary ones. There's a reason to make. A permanent one, like a portal to a different place. I'm gonna have to steal panties to make that portal, aren't I? Calling it now. Silly Takani, that's not the point. The spell, it might be able to help you. Well, it's good and all, I prefer not ending up in the middle of the sea or a live volcano. I think we should be a bit more careful with your magic. Those are both the bad endings for this game. You just die immediately. I'm a good mage. That's what Harry said when he told Atlantis he had a solution to their water shortage. What? Okay, that's a joke that went over my head, I'm sure. What's Atlantis? Stay with high ambition sunk into the deep due to poor management. Oh, God. Yeah, I admit it, I'm stupid. Anyway, I think it's best if we get an expert's opinion before we try anything. We're going to visit the Sayuri anyway, so you might be able to tell us if your spell will get me home. Su-chan told me I shouldn't use magic at all. She said it was only for her to use or something. Maybe she had a reason for saying that. Like, maybe, I don't know, do spells have side effects? Lord. Just like One-sama, she forbid me too, but I showed her that spells could be helpful and I can control them, so she let me do more research. I'm not gonna throw spells around like they're nothing. I'm not a dumb little kid trying to stop me from throwing spells around. I'm not gonna do anything. Besides, you seem old enough to take care of yourself. Not that I know how old someone like you might be. It's probably like, 1,000 years. We're of the dark side of magic. In most stories, magic usually comes with a price. Like, what would you do if magic gave you a terrible tummy ache, or headaches, or worse, diarrhea? Those all sound pretty awful. Prepare a gate spell to the nearest bathroom. Just jump through the gates. Those aren't really that big of a deal, and I get to do a lot of things for One-sama. I'm not going to change that ever, so there. Suck it, Takahiro. I already said I wasn't going to make you do anything. However, what you do need to change is the fact that you're straddling me, and you're rather close. Would appreciate it if you could get off. Ugh. I'm sure he'd appreciate getting off too, but you're so warm and soft. I could just curl up and sleep on you. Don't go falling asleep on me. Just kidding. I wouldn't do something like that out here. Maybe tonight, though. It's only fair, since One-sama got to do it, but more importantly, dessert. When you get back inside, One-sama's probably wondering what's taking so long. We're, straddling each other. Couldn't really argue the girl's impeccable logic. With a smile, I helped the girl to her feet and gathered the few fallen apples into the basket. I really should try to, work faster through these. It's really awkward to look at them. We returned to Machiko and enjoyed our dessert together. It wasn't too long after that night Maiko started to feel sleepy, so Machiko took her to bed, wishing me a good night. The next morning will be in the next part. So, bye-bye.